When you're bored and at work, don't just sit there dreaming away to yourself. Write a song in your head. It might go a little something like what I wrote. I'm writing this in my head while I'm working at the office. I'm writing this in my head while I'm working at the office. As once again I'm carrying a tray of teas and coffees. I'm not even thinking about death. So I'm writing this in my head while I'm working at the depot. I'm writing this in my head while I'm working at the depot. It's either this or listen to the pricks on local radio. If I hear Lady Gaga's filthy sycophantic tribute to an art school dropout clothes horse one more time, I'm going to beat her until I can no longer move my arms. So I'm writing this in my head while I'm stacking shelves at Tesco. I'm writing this in my head while I'm stacking shelves at Tesco. My head is simply swimming with the messages beamed into it from psychic hordes of alien potatoes. With their beady little eyes saying, "Kill the Queen! She doesn't understand us! Why would potatoes talk?" So I'm writing this in my head while I'm queuing up at the job centre. I'm writing this in my head queuing up at the job centre. I wonder if my beautiful advisor got the letters that I sent her and the samples of my chest hair. I'm writing this in my head. I'm writing this in my head. I should be getting on with my life, but instead I'm writing this in my head. I'm writing this in my head, lying in a hospital bed on quite a lot of drugs. That was the end of that song. More than one song in one video, because I'm good to you. Drugs are good for you. That's why we do them. Anthrax, however, is just bad for you, and that's why no one does anthrax. Coffee's just like speed. Beer is just like weed. Aspirin's like smack. Whiskey's kinda like crack. But it's still much better than anthrax. Don't smoke anthrax. Don't smoke anthrax. Don't smoke anthrax. It will just kill you. No, because people always say to me, don't do drugs. Shouldn't do drugs. Drugs are bad for you. No. Anthrax is bad for you. The Ebola virus is bad for you. Drugs are medium for you. Speaking of viruses, here's a song about animal rights. My pet virus and me, we like playing around in the sea. My pet virus and me, we like rubbing against every public bench that we see. My pet virus and me, we like fucking everything we see, like we've got a wasting disease. My pet virus and me, we like wiping our knobs on the doorknobs at KFC. We like spoiling the toilets and sneezing on the employees. But the government told me that it was not safe. They say a virus is not something to domesticate. And even if it were, we lack the wherewithal to do so on the whole. My pet virus and me, please don't take away my only friend. I haven't got anyone else, since my family were all mauled to death by an angry pit bull. Animal rights, you see. It's what you fucking get. I'm going to do a very short love song. My love is very short.
You stopped me from screaming in my sleep. You stopped me torturing flies, setting their corpses on fire and convincing kids to commit suicide. You stopped me eating my skin and wishing that I was back in the womb. As long as you're with me, I'll never kill your family. As long as you are near, I won't have to keep your head as a souvenir. You stopped me from screaming. I wish I could sing that to someone.